Hi friends, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel, Wishes and Weeds, and welcome back to my project for November, Notions and Needlework. So today I'm doing something a little different. I found this template on Pinterest. It says Corset template for ladies diary. I have no idea where it came from. It was only the image. There was no link to a web page. I don't know. There's tons and tons and tons of templates available like this on Pinterest. I will share a pin to this particular template on my Pinterest November pin board. I printed it at 100%, and this is the size that I got. So it's about 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, I guess. Maybe a little wider. Yeah, no, 2.5 inches. I printed on a file folder and cut the pieces apart. So the first way that I put it together, actually I haven't really got it put together yet, but I'll show you. I cut out the individual pieces on book page, and then I printed one on book page. So I need to do a little bit of erasing, and then I'll do a little bit of inking. I don't think I needed the numbers. I didn't want to waste any good supplies by losing track of where I was. So this idea has been in my Pinterest I don't even know what the things are called. I've had this pinned into my Pinterest account, I guess, for a long time, and how it will end up looking is it'll end up looking like the front, like the bodice of a dress, and then I'm going to add a skirt made out of strips of lace. So that's why it's fitting with the okay, let's get some ink. That's why it's fitting with the theme of oh, I didn't take the 3 off. There we go. The theme of notions in needlework, because we're going to use some notions to decorate the bodice, and we're going to use some textiles to make the skirt. I don't know why this won't come off. There we go. That was hard work. So I hope you've had a great week. I think this is the 7th video in the series. So this is slightly bigger. I might have to trim it down a little. Just come on down a bit, you. I mean, you could use anything to make the bodice. I could have used fabric. I just thought, oh, for the first go, let's do book page. And I went sort of in a W shape with the templates in order to get some depth here by instead of having the text straight. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. I'm guessing it doesn't. Okay, so it needs a bit of a trim. Yeah, I could have waited to ink after I did the trimming, but I needed to get the inside edges of the corset. But I would say the outside perimeter, everything needs to be redone. Okay, so there's one. Now, the next thing I want to show you is this tape measure that I used in that project. I traced the pattern onto heat and bond, opened up that tape measure and glued with the heat and bond the pattern onto the back of the tape measure. I actually printed this pattern on the back of a book page. So I'm just going, and then I used a hot iron to glue everything down. Let's cut away some of this. Okay, now, will I ink this? Absolutely. Except I want a little darker this time. This one's warm cocoa. The other one was warm glow. This makes me wish I had inked them before I... That worked. Yeah. Just gonna ink the back, make sure that no white shows. Okay, now let's get out some goodies. So the first thing I thought I would do is put some lace around the top of this. So it looks like 3 humps are going to be what is required. Maybe not even 3. Maybe only 2.5. So I'm just going to cut away some of this extra stuff. There, let's try that. Yep, that's better. I'll just let you dry for a second. This one I was going to add a little bit of tatting. And a little more glue. Oh, that looks pretty. So let's do the bottom as well. Give it a little twist. Well, it looks sweet, doesn't it? Okay. Do I have any more? Of this stuff? I do not. Give it a shot, I guess. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's okay. I'm all right with that. Just gonna snip a bit more of that off. Okay. Now, I have a piece of lace here I thought I might use for the white one. I'm going to cut it with a rotary cutter. That moved, but that's fine. And I'll thread a needle. Do I need... Do I need my dress that long? I don't think so. So I'm going to cut some off. I'm going to double this because I will use the thread to gather the top of the skirt. So I want to make sure I have good solid thread. And I'll start by knotting that. I'll just do a simple basting stitch. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Maybe a 1/4 inch from the edge. So initially I thought I would just do strips of lace, but I thought maybe I'll do like an underskirt first and then lay some lace on top. Okay, let's see what it looks like here. I'll probably do nicely. What have I got here I can use? Ooh, with this one. What else have I got? Okay. Just cutting these extra knobs off. Okay. I'll take a couple of these pearls off so it will lay flat-ish. This is torn from a handkerchief, so it's got some raggedy bits. Right, here's one. Now let's put the underskirt on here. Get right in there, huh? Turn it over. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice. I'm just gonna add a little more glue on the hip here so that the netting stays in the border. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. I do want to put a little something special there. Now this one, I had some lace picked out. I'm not sure where it went. Hang on, I forgot to find my lace. Okay, I've got some holes poked here. This is the one that has the tape measure. I'm going to need a total of 7. And to make sure that they stick, I'm going to use a little bit of this gem tack. And we'll see if that works. And then, oh yeah, I don't think I need this blue thing. I wondered if I was going to need to do some extra poking, but looks like I'm good. I'm using a bead reamer. I just picked these up in a bag of, assorted Notions. Okay. Now, this one, I've glued buttons on, and I'm going to stitch those down. And then I have to make a skirt for this one. I'm not happy with the way this one turned out, so I'm remaking it. I positioned the pattern pieces a little more carefully so that the numbers, like this just looks striped. You can see parts of numbers, the 46 is, they're pretty good, but it doesn't scream tape measure to me. I'm not happy with how I did the skirt. I prefer how I did this skirt. I stitched down the buttons with a little bit of blue thread and added a blue ribbon. Oh dear, he's singing. I do really like the snaps. But this one I decided, I found these, I got this pill bottle of these pins that had tiny little pearls on them. And the pearls are a perfect size to make buttons. So I flipped my mouse pad upside down so that they don't fly away on me. And I've also decided that I want to turn this into an altered paper clip. So I'll be, once I have the lace all on for the skirt and the trim, then I'll put a paper clip here, glue this on top, and then I can pin it onto the side of a journal page. I didn't want any knots, so I taped down the end of my thread, and I taped where I'm going to be stitching, just to reinforce that paper a bit, because where I'm poking my needle through is actually just one layer of copy paper, and I don't trust it. Two more to go. I remember distinctly getting this at a yard sale. These little pins. And now they've come in handy. So now I will add trim to the top and the bottom, and I have a plan for the skirt that I hope you're going to think is interesting. So I had a couple of thoughts. I've got some paper tissue here, some paper pattern. So this was a piece, I don't know, a cuff or something, and I thought, oh, I stitched it and I will make a skirt. Do not like the skirt. So what I got was a bunch of neck facings, and I gave them an accordion kind of fold. So I think I'm going to need, well, let's put some down and see if we need more. I think I'll use this glue. You need a little more coverage there, my girl. Okay, now I thought I'd do another layer. I think that's going to work. Oh. Got crooked. You just lay like that for a minute and I'll glue you down in a second. I need one more. Sometimes it's fun to cut out the actual pattern pieces, like in this case I'm using neck facings from Pattern of Dresses. I've used like actual patch pocket patterns as pockets. I've got like a waistband that I was thinking I might use as a paper ruffle. I could. Should I? No. Okay, now I'm going to get a coffee, and I'm going to put some pattern paper behind here because it looks a little thin. I'm going to see if I can refold that while it's in place. And if I can't, then I will endeavor to just put some extra paper in the back to sort of cover that up, so it's a little less see-through. But let's do coffee first. Let's get serious here. Coffee first. Okay, I was able to get that apart to add another ruffle. Okay, now I forgot to get the paper clip. So I just curled the end of the paper clip so that it doesn't get caught on pages when it's coming in and out. I've decided to do it from the top, and I can put, you know, ribbon or something fancy schmancy coming from the top. And then the top of the dress will just show slightly above the top of the page, unless I put it on a shorter page, right? Anyway, so this is just about 6 inches wide. I needed to keep it under 6 in order to fit, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to tape that in place and then glue it. So this is the wrong side. This is the part that may or may not show. Oops. Oops. Okay. I think I'll use fabric glue for some reason. Well, there's fabric on the back of the bodice. When I was on Pinterest looking for a template for the bodice, there's plenty available, that's for sure. Different forms and shapes, and but now my feed on Pinterest is all a bunch of corsets. There we go. So I hope you liked this project. It was kind of a lengthy one, and we got some mixed results. I am a fan of this one. This one was just using scraps of lace and book page. This one I'm less of a fan of. I might be able to press down the skirt a bit and make it a little less, yeah. Anyway, come back again tomorrow or soon. I can't promise tomorrow. Come back again to see my next video. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.